Putting on the spot is weird.
I know, right? Yeah.
This is weird. It is weird.
You know what else is weird? That you're not subscribed to our Patreon. So go to patreon.com/AOTVcast and support us if you want a bunch of exclusive content and extra shit and early access and no ads. Go support us.
That's
We
good.
love you. All right. We're doing it. What were we saying right now? Something about Hitler?
No, I wasn't saying anything about Hitler.
You thought that he did like some good stuff or something?
I didn't say that at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100% I didn't say
Could have
that.
sworn I heard you say it.
No, I didn't.
It's okay. We'll be at the mic drop tonight.
It's not. You make an asshole.
Hitler. Roger's doing his rendition of Mein Kampf at the
Did you
mic drop.
say? Did you mistake my name for Hitler? That's not even close to it. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Good Set, Bro. My name is Aaron Juarez. I just released a special.
It's called All Is Gone.
It's called Clearance Sale. I'm just kidding. Hey, what's up, man?
He's not gonna watch this.
Yeah, he probably will. Just the intro. At least 70% of our listener base makes it through 30. I mean, no,
The first 20 seconds.
The first 3 minutes is that. But then most of the other ones will listen. So, hey,
Right.
I am out of breath. It is hot as hell outside,
Dude, it's so fucking hot.
It's like a nasty, murky, like swamp ass hot. Like it's not even like a dry heat. It's just like you open the door and it's like opening the door to an oven. Like it's fucking nasty.
Yes.
Dolly, you seem unfazed by it though.
Dude, I was melting earlier before I got in the car, but I had a 2-hour car drive
Of just fresh AC?
like in my face.
Fuck
So,
yeah.
Dude, my girl's AC is kind of like cutting out, so like we'll be driving sometimes. The moment we hit something like an idle, like a even just a red light,
It starts
it gets
to
warm,
my
bro.
God.
And I'm like, man.
I feel it, dude. The fucking whippersnapper I'm driving right now, my dad's same
yours
fucking
right
bullshit.
now much better than what my girlfriend's car is going through. So yeah,
What you need to do is just speed rules. Just keep the car above 45 miles an hour, and if it drops below, you die of heat
I think the
exhaustion.
thing is that like Germans probably didn't design Volkswagens for like this kind of heat, you know. It's just like
I mean, they're known for putting people in hot places.
You fucking I set you up so good for that one.
They're known for that, weren't they?
All right, guys. Hey, here's the theme song. That's not the theme song.
That is, but it's not even. You're not even.
I'm not even.
It's
Josh
that
asked me
fader.
if I knew how to run this thing. I said yes, and I lied.
Aliens on the border.
What's going on
The
here?
Army Air Forces has,
Oh,
Aliens on the border.
the Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found faster than light spaceship of the future.
Our direction of the President of the United States, stay in your home.
Is it human or inhuman? Earthly or unearthly?
Born in that swirling inferno of radioactive dust, there is no word to describe them.
We may be witnesses to a biblical prophecy come true.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension?
Is this the human race of the future?
Aliens on the border.
I've got 2 drinks in my hand. On the left, there is an energy drink made by Celsius. First time I'm trying this. Not gonna lie, pretty great. But also it says that it accelerates your metabolism, so I'm gonna be sweating throughout this entire episode.
this is sweating because I'm fat.
Also that. I just left the gym with Orly. We just went to take some pictures and then we left.
Good. Yeah, that's how you have to. That's what makes you lose weight. I've heard.
Yeah, like the more you go and take pictures at the gym, eventually you'll just start looking a little bit thinner. But dude, I feel like we haven't been in the studio in so long, right? Like again, I feel like we've started
like
the last
2-3 weeks.
I feel like we started the last couple of episodes by saying that over.
Yeah,
and
well,
over.
I mean, like it's been a busy summer.
It's been a
hot summer.
busy fucking summer. It's been a hot summer. Feels like summer, but nevertheless, we have a very special guest with us today, and I think we say that about everybody.
The first time, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
my
cool.
first
Because I
time on
don't know why I was thinking. I was like, he's been on before.
No, he was on 40F.
40F.
momentarily.
Yeah.
He just like sat on to the panel real quick, dropped some heat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the comic
Brandon.
who has no hometown, Brandon Dolly.
That is true. I'm a bit of a nomad. I get around.
Where are you originally from?
Originally, I was born in the Waco area, but I kept on getting further and further south till I wound up in Kingsville and started comedy there. First time walking on stage at an open mic was 2012.
No shit.
Yeah, at a mixed media open mic. It was all my friends, and they all played music, and we had a magician and a fucking juggler, and I've decided to do stand-up, and I did that for 3 or 4 years before I ever saw a comedy-centric open mic.
Oh,
and
cool.
I have never gone back.
Yeah, variety mics are kind of rough.
Yeah.
They're very rough.
Do they still
could you
do the
move
one
that
here?
A little closer? Huh?
Do they still do the one here?
I think they have one at Frontera, yeah.
I was about to say, because I've never been to it, but also like
You've been to a variety mic before. The one that we used to go to at Frontera with
I didn't go to that one.
Eric and Aaron. We went a few times.
I didn't go with y'all.
No?
No, for sure I didn't, because that was before I ever did comedy.
I feel like in some ways, though, doing something like a variety open mic where you're not the only comedians, in some ways does make you a stronger comic.
Absolutely,
sure.
yeah. The thing is, I feel like the variety mics here, usually when you see a variety mic, like they've got blocks, right? They've got poetry, music, comedy, right? The ones here, they were just kind of disorganized, a little crazy.
They were like,
so it was
"Fuck
just
it."
like, let's do a comic. Then somebody is doing karaoke, and then we've got somebody who's doing original music, and then a comic
Someone's
again, and then
doing
poetry.
juggling.
You know, so it's just kind of like all over the place. And but I mean, yeah, I don't knock them. I think any experience at this point, I'll take back whatever I've said in the past at performing bad rooms. I think it is a valid experience, not the best for shopping shopping material, but it definitely does give you a little bit of insight as to, like, you know, how to handle, I don't know, empty rooms or hecklers, or you know.
I feel like in some ways it makes you better at grabbing people's attention right off the bat, because normally you're up against bands and other people that, I mean, are a lot more louder and boisterous than what you are. So I feel like in some ways you have to get really good about projecting your voice and commanding the audience.
That's why I always walk on stage. I go, "Hey, motherfucker!"
Yeah. Yes.
And then everybody looks, and I'm like, "Hi."
Oh, so the Chris Rock rule of comedy.
Yeah. Never be scared. Never scared.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, wasn't that a fucking Bernie Mac? Did he had a special called Never Scared, or is that Chris Rock? Am I confusing them?
I'm not
Am I
sure.
conflating?
It's racist.
Why? Because
They're both black, and
but
you're
that's not the
confusing
point. Like the
them. You're
point
like,
is
it's Patrice O'Neal.
is Patrice O'Neal. No? Didn't he play for? Didn't he play basketball? Isn't he Shaq's brother?
Think about Michael Jordan.
No, but Shaquille O'Neal, Patrice O'Neal.
That's,
They're not brothers.
no,
Are you sure?
Swinging
I'm
a miss.
pretty sure he's like Bill Burr's brother or something. Talks about him a lot.
Ooh, Burr, right?
Yeah. Have you seen the new special?
No, I have not.
No.
Fuck, neither have I.
I haven't seen. There's some specials that are like on the back burner that I haven't seen yet. Schultz is infamous. I want to watch.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr, and actually those are the only two.
Schultz really fucking shook it up this last week or 2 weeks ago when he made that whole announcement. Did you hear about
Yep.
it?
No.
Right, so like I've been following Schultz for a while ever since seeing him on like different podcasts or whatever, but
Change the game.
all of a sudden he just kind of like started blowing up because a bunch of people started like sharing his message. Apparently he had a special for a streaming service, which I guess he just said that way because can't really talk about it, but he had a special. They told him, they produced it, whatever, and then they were like, yo, you got to cut some of these jokes. They're kind of fucking out there, right? And he was like, no, fuck that. I don't want to cut anything about it. That's the whole point of the special. So he apparently got his life savings and bought
his shit
own,
back.
Yeah, bought his special back, and then is going for independent distribution now.
That's
And
beautiful.
I don't know
listened
how it's
to-
going.
I listened to Flagrant today in the morning, my morning walk with Demo, and he's 3x what he paid.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Good for him, dude.
That's fucking
That's
badass.
nice.
Yeah.
I love it when comedians take their power back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like,
he
"This is
he
mine."
did two things. Oh, this is the second thing that he does that kind of like maybe changes the landscape a bit. Not that, hey, what's up, Caleb? Not that like, you know, I'm anywhere near that level or anything, but like I'm just saying, like in general, for like bigger names that are out there, and in the future, you know, as people that end up making it or whatever, like the first thing he did was chopping up the special into like the reels and clips and shit, and then that, and this is literally like you can just go to listen to Flagrant, and this is what he was saying, where like he saw like a huge uptick in like after he started doing that and dropping like a clip a week for an entire year, he was like all of a sudden selling out clubs, and then it just kept progressing from then on, like to theaters. And right now he's selling out theaters, and I think he'll eventually get to arenas, probably. Especially after this, if he fucking gambled on himself that fucking crazy and
it paid off.
Yeah.
I think there's a little like shift happening right now, especially in that with like the whole concept of like cancel culture and like, having to censor yourself for the sake of being politically correct, right? I think there's a shift happening where people are like,
100%.
I mean, you can't just do it in like a blanket term. Like it can't be so general, like to everyone. There's definitely like caveats here and there that'll like it's necessary for some people, right? Because some people are doing it for the sake of just being inflammatory versus other people who are doing it because it's part of their observations, part of their life, So I think that's a cool distinction that's being made now, especially for comics. I don't know if it'll help any comedians that have been like canceled and they're currently.
I mean, Louis C.K. is kind of coming back up.
I saw
he's
him
been on some podcasts.
Yeah,
he's been on a Skeptic Tank with Ari Schaefer, and he's been on Long Days with Giannis.
You sent me
Papas.
that reel, right? You sent me the clip where he was like, "I saw you at the Laugh Factory" or some bullshit like that, and he was like,
"With Giannis,
you fucking killed." And I was like, "Damn, bro,
dude, can you imagine, bro?"
And it probably, yeah.
I was listening to that episode. It was pretty fucking good. Shout out to Giannis Papas. He is really funny, dude. I got to see him at the LOL in San Antonio, and
that's
I was
right.
fucking dying. Like he had me dying rolling.
Well, what are your favorite comics, dude?
Definitely love Mitch Hedberg.
That's
part
my
of the
favorite.
reason why I got
one.
started in comedy. Strategic Girl Locations was definite listen
I
to
altogether.
Yes. Definitely like Dave Chappelle and the story about how he got started as a young man in comedy, and how he's progressed and paid his dues. Definitely like a lot of local comics. A lot of local comics kind of mentored us in our scene. Danielle Torres is a great local comic that was influential in getting a lot of Corpus comics started. And then Irma Ruiz has to be one of my favorite Texas comics, and right up there with Mario Salazar and Raymond Horta. But Irma has done a lot of amazing things for the local comedy community.
She always did a lot for. She was the first comic that ever. Whenever I went out to do a show in San Antonio, she was the only. Not the only. I won't say only. She's one of the first comics who, as a producer for a show, gave me a place to stay.
Yes.
Everybody knew that comedy house, dude. At that point, that was like, dude, it was so much fucking fun. I remember going out there. She had a show at the Breathe Lounge, which was with, I think it was Franny, Aaron, and I.
Is
and
that the one with the hot dog cookout?
Yes, the fucking fire. So afterwards, we all went back to the comedy house, the Airbnb thing that she was doing, and we were gonna cook hot dogs. And the thing is that nobody knew how to operate the propane like gas grill or whatever. And when they finally got it on, the thing is that they didn't clean out the grease trap of it.
Fuck.
So it just fucking lit on fire, dude. So all of a sudden I'm inside and I'm wrapping wieners and bacon and I'm fucking just like I'm there. And then Aaron runs up. He goes, "Yo, Irma wants to know if you know where the fire extinguisher is." I'm like, "Why the fuck would I know? It's her house." And so they all had to go and they fucking sprayed the shit down with like a hose or something. And then we just got drunk and swam around, dude. It was fun.
Yeah.
A good fucking time.
Sounds like a party, dude. Irma actually helped us put together the first ever Comedy Vegas trip that we took.
Oh, yeah. No shit. She's
year.
somebody who I feel would be like a good like mentor.
Yes. She helped plan it, and she helped us get the comedians on board, and then really plugged us into that scene. She helped us get a lot of sign-ups on open mic lists where there's 50 comics deep.
Jesus.
We were like 13 or 14. So
oh, shit.
it was amazing rolling with Irma.
Badass,
they were like, "Oh, yeah, you're with Irma. We'll get you signed up early. Like, Texas is badass." Like, we have a really good reputation out there, and it's mostly because of the great things Irma Ruiz has done in the Vegas.
I'm
comic
fucking
community.
stoked to get to Vegas, bro.
Dude, you should go with us.
That's what we're doing, right? We said October, right?
October, the end of October. I'm thinking Halloween, like the 27th through like the 2nd of November.
Yeah. I'm sure we could work something out for then. I don't. Yeah, man. That's bad. You know what's badass is that I feel like you're the first comic that we have on that'll give props to like local comics for being influential for.
Well, that was one of the things we really strived for in Corpus Christi. It used to be, I mean, our scene was very toxic. We had a lot of comics.
I hear that too.
Looking out for themselves, and it was kind of like, I mean, what about me and what I can do? And we had a shift in a mindset about 3 or 4 years ago where we started looking out for our fellow comics and started helping people and started being really supportive. And we noticed that the scene has blossomed from that. Not only that, but we see other cities like Laredo or San Antonio or even Houston where they have something similar where they stopped tearing each other down and started building each other up. And as a result, you're seeing these comedy communities flourish where more toxic scenes regress.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a rising tide raises all ships.
I think it was especially like having that shift happen, especially during the pandemic, where I feel like there was a lot of it was very easy for a lot of like the toxic communities to flourish during that time because they were just like, oh, well, these other guys are probably not doing as much, or people for whatever reason took a step back to it. I think definitely here in Laredo, post
Malone
pandemic, we had to really like band together and at the very least, if not like actively support each other, like stop working on actively tearing each other down. Yes. I think myself, like I had kind of always told myself that I wasn't going to play politics, but it wasn't really until I started like sitting back a little bit and like thinking, all right, this is technically playing politics because I'm not getting in like I'm not really giving much support towards certain things that I don't agree with. But after a while, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna stop like being like actively like negative about things. Even though I kind of feel like I wasn't so much. I stopped worrying about putting energy towards things like that, and started just worrying about producing good shows. And I think it's been really like hitting as of late.
Dude,
So,
y'all are producing great shows. In fact, we've been seeing a lot of the stuff y'all have been doing. And we love it.
it's been cool, especially to get like a lot of props from like the out of town comics. Ty Nguyen was recently here. We had him on last Friday. He fucking tore the house down, bro. Ridiculous.
I love that.
And Ty was just like, afterwards, there's not too often will Ty like break character in a sense where. Like he'll be serious with you, or he just doesn't really like break all that much, like to say anything about anything. But afterwards, he was just like, "Man, y'all have a great room up here. Like I'm gonna tell everybody in Austin." I'm like, "Hell yeah, dude!" And he goes, He just finished saying, I won't give it away because it's gonna be a nice surprise here, I think, at some point. But he went to go see another comic in Houston the next day, and he told me, he was like, "Hey, I told this guy about you. You should probably expect a message at some point." And I was like, "Oh, dude, well, that's really cool of you. Like, thanks so much." Sure enough, I got a message like, "Hey, heard a lot of fucking great things about the things y'all are doing in Laredo, and like, definitely want to get down there. Let's talk." And I was like, "All right, cool." So, a lot of cool shit cooking up for the next 3 or 4 months.
Heck yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, I think that's an important part of it. Definitely, like trying to stop being so negative. I think. We were just recently having a conversation about this, but like with the other groups here in Laredo, we were kind of like just sitting around and we're like, well, it's funny to see like these newer comics coming in, and it's good to have them come in at this point because they're coming in at like what is essentially the most peaceful point in comedy that we've had here in Laredo. So, but it's cool. It's cool to see that. It's cool to just and you start seeing it, like the more positive people are. You start feeling it in like the air, like the energy more or less. And so like then we start having like nights like tonight where we're going to have fucking almost like 14, 15 comics again. The last time we had the most comics we ever had when you guys came down, it was like 19 comics. Fucking ridiculous. So what I should have done that night is started earlier. Yeah. But the crowds don't really come in until like 10.
No, that's understandable.
But yeah, man. So we already usually talk, like when we talk comedy, we talk scenes, we talk what your favorite comics are, you know, how you kind of got into it. I'm curious, like where do you envision yourself in this? I feel like everybody's kind of got their like short-term goals of like, hey, I want to perform here, I want to perform there. Like, what's your dream venue? What do you want to do long-term?
Dream venue would have to be the Comedy Store. Like, I mean, is there anything else from any comic that, I mean, grew up idolizing Mitzi Shore and all the wonderful things that she did? But I mean, honestly, I feel like we're doing great things in our scene. And what I would like to see is Corpus Christi flourish as a scene. We just started getting to the point now where we have comedians producing independent shows outside of the major comedy clubs. And I would like to see something similar to the Secret Group for the Coastal Bend, where we have a comedy club that's owned by comics, for the support of comics, and kind of support something like that. I mean, give the comedians control over the scene, over the shows, and really put the talent in position to benefit overall from the things that we're doing. And that's kind of far off on getting that accomplished. But I mean, it is a dream. And I feel like if we could do something like that, and really give back to the overall community as a benefit, I think that would be a way better dream than performing at the Comedy Store. I've always been very much what about us versus what about me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sucks sometimes, but I feel like it means nothing to me if my friends aren't standing on top of the mountain with me when the time comes.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I want to be standing shoulder to shoulder with all my friends when success comes. And I mean, it doesn't matter anything to me if it's not that. So, I mean,
yeah, I feel that 100%. And I think that, you know, that's the type of mentality that will attract getting to that place.
Yes.
Getting into that type of position. You know, it's I don't know. Like, I feel there's really like no actual comedy club here in Laredo. So
yes,
like the fucking all the shows that do happen are more or less like along that vein that you just described. And it'd be cool to eventually see like something like that come to a fucking
it's a lot of talks about it right now. I just don't. My worry is like, especially if you know, like speaking to that point about like having a venue that's run by comics for comics like that, it's so hard to achieve in a place like this, especially because I feel like there's a lot of people who are coming at it from like the angle of like power, business. Yeah. Like I want to make a shit ton of money or whatever.
Very much hurting cats.
Yeah,
and you almost have to come to it from an altruistic point of view.
Yeah, you got to pull a Joe Rogan and have hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank and just be like, I don't care.
So this guy, there's a dude. I mean, it's been kind of weird, especially over the last couple of weeks. We had a conversation about. I was interviewed by the local newspaper to talk about like the local comedy scene and what we've been doing at Cultura and stuff, right?
What's your take on the Laredo comedies?
And they were in the middle of like we were having conversations about it, whatever. And off the record, like one of the, we were talking about like other stuff, and the student tells me, I found out through another comic also that there's somebody here who's like working on opening up a comedy club. But then there's also a lot of talks that these people are like very untrustworthy. So it's kind of like I was like, oh, well, that's kind of weird. And then like the very next day or like 2 days later, Raymond Orta had a show here, and then he posted about how like he got shorted.
Oh,
was
like,
that
the person that?
No, it wasn't the same person. But
gotcha.
But so there's a lot of like people who are making like deals in bad faith, and it's like that really harms their reputation here. And also people just don't fucking do pre-sale down here for whatever reason.
Well, I mean, was it a problem with the actual producer?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's what you get into. You have people that put together a garage band fest and think they can run a comedy show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, honestly, comedy shows need to be ran by comedians, because at least we understand the concept of it. One of the things that was told to me out in Vegas, is not every comedian has to be a comedian.
Yeah.
There is some room for comedians that primarily do the production side. And I feel like if you have someone like that, that at least has a basis in what the thing is, they will be more apt at being able to promote and produce something like that. I think that's what would be so very interesting about having something that's ran by comics versus a business owner whose only job is to make as much money as possible.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Versus comedians who want to produce a quality show and give people opportunity and do it for the art. I mean, and you don't see that very often. I feel like the Secret Group was able to pull it off in Austin, but I would love to sit down with Andrew Youngblood, I think it is.
Is it Secret Groups in Austin?
Or no, Houston.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
brain fart there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he pulled it together and he was able to do something to kind of support the community overall.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was really cool.
Been up to the Secret Group once. It was a fucking great time.
Yeah.
It was
Never heard about it before till now.
It's they've
A well-kept
it's-
secret.
They've got it's like a bar up front, and in the back they have the actual like comedy venue. It's called the Box.
Yeah.
right?
There's
And,
actually I think 3 stages in there.
yeah,
And they do a showcase every single night and then an open mic afterwards, along with big shows throughout the week.
I was on the Midnight Friday show. Just Doug Dalton. Who
Ooh,
had that, yeah,
solid comic.
yeah, it's fun as hell.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I want to get out there. I want to get out there and just eat shit. I'm ready to eat shit tonight, bro. I don't have anything. I don't have
go
anything.
in there with that mentality.
like,
but you got a fucking 5 minutes. To
I
just,
don't
you
have
know,
anything. Like I have that, but like I don't like have that. Does that
Dolly,
make
are
sense?
you shopping stuff tonight? Or are you gonna like?
I'm
doing
definitely going to be shopping a new bit. I've been having a hard time forcing myself to write lately.
Yeah, same.
So as jokes come up organically, I've been developing it and tagging it, and I actually have a new bit that I'm working on tonight that's a little bit different style than what I normally do, but I think it's funny.
You gonna smoke some crack on stage?
No, I'm going to be talking about historical figures that have great pussies.
Ooh,
So,
shout out.
yes.
That sounds
Cleopatra.
Yes, Cleopatra's going to
best
be on
top
there.
5 historical best pussies ever.
Yes.
Cleopatra.
Marilyn
Number
Monroe.
one. Well, okay, all right.
I don't know.
Marilyn Monroe.
All right, let's-
almost toppled the government, bro. That's
Dude,
fucking
Pussy so good, she got JFK to tell her about the aliens and the CIA had to kill her.
Pussy was
Like, that's-
mind blowing.
Yeah, that's some good pussy.
Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Boom.
Wait, didn't she die of an overdose?
No, I was referring to
She's talking about
JFK,
yeah.
Whoa, way off.
Another mind blowing one then would be.
But okay, let's think about
Courtney-
Cleopatra's pussy for
Courtney-
a second,
Courtney-
because that's like BC pussy.
Yes,
Like
yes. That's
it's
some
got
great
a
pussy.
solid bush on there. It's got like some smell to it. It's
Smells
got
like
some
the Nile
seasoning.
River.
It's got some seasoning. It's washed by the the fucking waters of the Nile. You know what I mean? Are you sure that's like? I feel like the pussy now
That's
is like
that, you know
in the
what, dude?
best-
You talk it may be like best in terms of hygiene, but we're talking about like
Oh, like
we're talking about primal pussy, bro.
Dude.
That's some
do you-
like fucking
the first Homo sapien, bro. That's the
fucking
what the fuck is the name of that art? What the fuck? That historical exhibit of the first Homo sapien, Lucy or whatever.
I don't know.
Was that it? You know, first monkey that came off the tree. Is that like top? No. All right, fine.
Let's see.
So we have Marilyn Monroe,
Marilyn Monroe,
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not spoiling your bit, am I? We're not. We're just shopping.
Shopping.
All right.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg would be dude. That would be a powerful pussy right
That's,
there. Pussy's
Mother
so good.
Teresa?
She gave like women rights.
I feel like
Mother
Betty White.
Teresa. Mother Teresa would be. Explain that one. Why would be?
She was
why
a
would,
nun first of
Bro.
all, so she had some tight ass pussy.
Mary
Yeah.
Magdalene,
You
bro.
know what I mean? Oh, Mary Magdalene,
Dude.
bro.
To steer Jesus off the path, bro. That had to have been some fucking
And she was a hooker, so like she knew what she was
Yeah.
doing, bro. Shout out to
some
you know,
fucking just blaspheming on here.
I have a
real quick.
good question.
Yeah.
So like, there's BC, right, and then there's AD. What are those years where like Jesus was alive?
There's before Christ
Okay,
and then after his death.
but okay, so those 33
So-
years that he was alive, what the fuck is that? Is it AD? Is it BC? Is it?
It's just when he was alive.
Is there just 33 years that are not
That's why
categorized?
he
as
was
alive?
They call it JT Jesus time.
It's Jesus time.
It's JT, all right?
Yeah.
It's fucking Jesus.
Now we
time,
have
dude.
AC, which is after COVID.
What I wanted to know is how awkward was it before, like when they were using BC, like, and then like Christ came along and they're like, fuck, like
This guy's here.
is this the Christ in BC? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like those 33 years
after he died, and somebody was like, "What if we reset the calendar?" They're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So
just
we had him
after
going
death.
backwards. I think this is a good time to go forwards now. Crucify him too.
that must have been a hard pitch to like people when they were like,
You know how we're counting
their
down to
religion,
zero? Like, we're just gonna start counting up from here on out. Like,
hang him.
yeah, they're just talking to pagans. They're like, so you have a calendar. Like, what if you use our calendar? Like,
Saturnalia. I would like to have been around for Saturnalia.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a huge orgy fest. Like
I thought it
think
was like
based around,
Toyota-thon.
No,
but,
like
for Saturn. Saturnalia.
Saturnalia, dude. It's like a big orgy
Fucking
thing
Toyota thon.
that's like that they kind of like distilled into Santa Claus time or fucking Christmas.
Santa Claus time.
Yeah.
That's
So like
what
the
we call
original
it.
festival was like hedonism to the max.
Yeah.
Like Caligula or whatever the fuck. Like
Why aren't we doing this today? Like,
that's my fucking point exactly. Like like y'all realize that like we know history. Everyone knows history now, but we're still all like we're just gonna play along. Like
isn't that Coachella though? Like it's essentially
kind of
just
right?
that, but
There's no murder there. In
Yeah.
Saturnalia, there was like,
dude, there
oh,
should be murder at
dude,
Coachella.
100%. Get this. This is a fun fact about the history of Christmas. Get ready to have your Christmas run. So Christmas ornaments I might be conflating the actual name of the.
That's when Josh says that. It's because he's like, I'm probably gonna lie through a lot of this.
No. Like the fact is a fact. I'm not sure. I'm gonna preface everything I'm saying with Saturnalia Christmas may not be derivative of Saturnalia, but it's definitely something in that area. Point is, in like pagan ritual, whatever the fuck, like they would behead people as offerings and hang them on the trees for the gods, right?
Cool.
And that's like distilled into like ornaments, Christmas ornaments.
So they're little, man. That really ruins my story of having a little Pokemon ball as my senior ornament.
Yeah,
Go, bro.
So
yeah, you were a monster.
Yeah, you partake in the fucking
I did partake in that.
in the ritual. Everything is rituals if you think about it.
I used to have this joke that I would tell pretty often, which I don't really tell anymore. But I would say like, do you imagine how like weird it was when like a new color was introduced to somebody for the first time? You know, like they didn't really have like a color system like with like.
Like a color
an
wheel.
apple is red, and like this. And so some fucker just showed up in blue jeans. They're like, "What the fuck are those?" Like blue jeans. What the fuck is blue?
I feel like that's all of like history though. It's just like some guy like bullshitting and making stuff up, and like everyone else agreeing with it.
This what's his name? Dimitri Martin. He has a joke about it. He's one of my top favorite comics. He has a joke where he's like, how do you think they named shit? Do you think somebody was just like in the middle of like a circle, like held up a banana and was like, banana?
Yes.
That's true. The nature of the.
He says, there was another part where he says he gets an orange and he's like, orange. And then somebody hands him a carrot. And he's like, fuck.
That's beautiful.
Carrot. I don't know. Like, shit is weird. Like language itself is so weird.
Yeah.
You know, like, what was it like to just be the first people that are like,
just,
"Hey!"
just
Like,
saying, just saying shit, dude. This is another one.
making
Also,
up words.
I wanted to kind of go off of like historical things like that too. So it was that color one that I told, and there was another one about like the guy who gave the first high five.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's just so excited, like "fuck yeah," and he goes like that, and the guy's like, "What are you fucking doing?" You know, like it's shit like that. Like, how do you define like body language and language in general? It's interesting.
What about dancing? Can you imagine that? Like,
I have a little bit of like an insight on the dancing thing. They used to do that all for religious purposes. It was their worshiping kind of thing. They used to say that there was always a leader of the dance, right? Somebody who was like the chief, right? That was like kind of like setting off.
Is that the Lord of the Dance?
The Lord of the Dance, dude. And they said that this person, whoever it was, that was all of a sudden anointed and started just like fucking busting a move in the middle of the circle, the prayer circle, and they were like, "Oh, that's God speaking through that person," right? But before
motherfucker doing a windmill is like Jesus right there.
So whoever has the most rhythm is the most holy.
it was something like that. But they really what it was is that it boiled down to them believing in a possession at first. When you were possessed by like a demon, boiled down to a fucking muse.
Yeah.
But it was
Possession is 3/5
what they thought at that point was some sort of spirit that was sent by God to give you creative powers.
Way to ruin the fun that I was trying to have by giving you the real definition of dance.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry that I know a little bit about it.
We're like, we're here, and then you're like, hey, guess what, dude? It's time to open the textbook.
Okay,
Yeah.
Give you some fucking.
that's this whole podcast though. Like it's like we always talk about bullshit, and then we talk about not bullshit.
Nah, dude.
Just
you know what,
Roger
man?
info dumping on
No,
everyone.
not really info down.
Nah, just 45-minute rants.
Just
Yes.
fuck you, dude.
So yeah, man, dancing. Can you imagine there was just like music, and then all of a sudden it's like someone's like, and then they're like,
damn, this
moving-
Mozart fucking
slaps, dude.
This Mozart slaps, bro.
It just goes to show that white people really are the devil because they have no rhythm.
Ooh, look who it is.
Sorry.
Hey, it's my girlfriend through a window. You can come in. There's a chair over
Yeah,
here.
there's a chair in here. Just observe us like a zoo.
Believe it or not, this place used to actually be my
A zoo, right?
girlfriend's
Place of
dentist.
work.
Dentist office. This where we're sitting here, she had teeth pulled out,
Nice.
and they fucking drilled like holes and
Just
shit in her head.
fucking on the-
So very traumatizing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So all
She's
that
got veneers.
all that sense of dread that we felt here is not ghosts. It's just like traumatized children that
Getting
are
teeth pulled from their head.
Yeah. mhm.
Jesus.
Did y'all hear about that story of the fucking the anesthesiologist person or I don't know whatever the fuck they're called, right? But this guy would knock chicks out right before they were about to give labor, right? I would go into labor, and he would shove his dick into their mouths. I'm not even making that shit up.
Dude, he's a doctor.
I'm not
What if
even-
that's
no,
like the proper
he was-
technique?
He wasn't even a doctor, right?
An anesthesiologist
He was.
is a
He was okay. Well, he was like the fucking assistant, and so so let me. This is a true story. They caught him on camera. So they didn't ever have cameras set up there or anything like that to like film it, to have anything like set up. It was just like he was going and one nurse. It's all it took. One nurse
was TikToking in the background.
No, shut the fuck up, John. No, it was one nurse who was like,
The guy
she was like, hey, this guy's always going in to the labor room or whatever, wearing like very loose clothes, and a lot of the times it seems kind of sus that he's in there for the amount of time that he's in there when he's not supposed to be. So somebody was like, okay, well, let's see what's up. Sure enough, the same day that somebody brought up the complaint, they had some chick that was like knocked out or whatever, and somebody filmed, like left their phone like filming or whatever to see if that person, like what would happen. And sure enough, chick's knocked out on the table, takes it out, puts it in her mouth. And immediately after they call the cops, and the cops come and they pick him up, and he like got, I think from what they have documented, just the one, but they believe this was a regular occurrence.
Well, I mean,
how do you think babies are born, bro?
All right,
That's pretty indefensible, but in an attempt to, he did graduate from the Dr. Bill Cosby School of Medicine.
Right.
He went to Hill.
Yes, whatever his alma mater is.
That's rough, man.
I was fucking, I was trying to make a bit out of it, but as always, let's be serious.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Let's not have fun.
I mean, if someone stuck their dick in your mouth and you would get like all your comedy dreams to like happen, would you do it? Like, if like Louis C.K. was like, put my dick in your mouth right now, and you could
I
go
think
on
his
the road
was like,
with
let
it.
me just jerk off in front of you, and then all your comedy dreams will come.
No,
your wildest dreams will come true.
I don't. First off, I don't think I'd ever like. I don't know, man. I would be like, man, put your dick away. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want comedy all that bad.
Not on those terms. I would be able to look at myself in the mirror in the morning.
I was going somewhere with the story you were telling, and I just forgot. So
sorry. Next time I won't cut you off like that.
It's fine.
I apologize.
Yeah, I apologize.
It's okay. It was just
so some guy was just hanging out,
sticking dicks in mouths.
mouths.
You know, I mean, he has a doctorate degree, so he's probably doing it for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, you said what if that's how it's done? Right?
I don't know.
Is that how they knock him out? That's how they knock him
I
out.
was trying to set the stage for some play.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
You know.
Okay. All right.
What
taken.
What other stories are like out there?
Hunter Biden is just every time.
But nobody really cares, right? Like
they say that. I saw this meme where he's like Hunter Biden. Every time he's about to buy crack or buy a hooker and smoke crack or whatever, and it's just some dude with a shit ton of GoPros on his head.
Oh yeah,
it's like, why are you filming all that?
Yeah,
dude?
that's crazy.
That's one. Apparently, there's like footage out there of him.
There's footage of him like
getting his dick sucked.
Yeah, getting his dick sucked
with a gun to the hooker's head.
Yeah, he's like suck that dick.
Yeah,
he's the president's son. Maybe that's how you get it done. You know what I mean? Like,
is this the same as he's setting up the same? Maybe that's just your position.
Yeah,
we don't know.
He's getting some primetime crack or meth as it. You saw that video where he was like, "It's 20.6," and the hooker's like, "It's 20.7."
No,
you didn't see that? Like the dude, like he literally, like the video starts with the phone camera on like the selfie mode, and then he's like, oh shit, and he flips it, and there's a scale with meth, like fucking Breaking Bad shit, like big ass chunks of meth, and it's like a scale, right? And you can hear what people assume is a hooker / drug dealer be like, it's this much or whatever. I think she says like it's like 20.7 grams and shit, like huge fucking rocks, dude. And like on there he's like, no, it's not. It says 20.6, blah blah blah. But like, who is selling the president's son this crack? Like, do you think anything happened to anyone? Like, do you think it's like that's just blatant? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, can they do anything about anything? No, because it's like past tense or whatever.
I don't know. Is he like currently? Is that just like?
They hacked his iCloud. 4chan hacked his iCloud.
So is he still out here just doing crack willy nilly?
He's out here doing all sorts of shit, and like so they hacked his iCloud, right? And download his contacts, all this other shit. He has his dad saved under Joe Pedo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Crazy. Motherfucker sniffs kids. I don't know.
Well, not anymore. He has COVID today, so
he
just
can't smell him.
He can't smell him. Yeah,
he's gonna just lean in and be like, "Fuck, I can't smell shit."
Let me just feel your hair.
There's like so many weird videos of him doing weird shit.
There's weird videos of a lot of people, dude. Just in general, politicians are creepy fucking people.
Well, besides that, I just mean like cognitive decline wise.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Like, there's one, and this is crazy. I saw it recently, and I was like, "There's no way this is real." Like, his wife is like doing some sort of speech or whatever. And she has her hand out like that. He just goes up and like puts like nibbles on it, and she's like, "What the fuck?" like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's so like in front of a fucking huge audience and shit. This should happen. Like, please look that shit up and be like, what the fuck? There's also videos of him like he's after finishing a speech and shit, and he's like going out to like shake people's hands, and then there's no one there. Like, he just goes like, oh, and then walks off. Like,
so do you think that old people, like, there should be an age limit?
Well, I don't
100%.
But also, like, this guy is clearly like not well mentally.
So like they're like other 80 or 72. How old is this guy?
He's
70. He's younger than Trump.
76.
Oh, okay. Well, Trump is like 72.
Yeah.
So then he has to be under that.
I think so, right? Let's see.
I don't know. But like
Trump's got a lot of energy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying there's not many 80-year-olds.
Guy's such a fucking troll, dude.
That I would trust to drive a car, let alone the country.
100%. That's why everyone knows, like,
Like, that guy was alive when the Ford T was invented. Like, he does not deserve to be able to drive around.
You know some crazy.
Yeah, no, actually, Trump is younger. Trump is
so
76. Biden is 79.
Oh, fuck Trump. They're old as fuck. Like, get the fuck out of here, both of y'all. Like, goddamn.
I definitely think that, like, if you're old enough that, like, the decisions that you're making today, like, you're not going to be able to, like, live through, like, the shit that you're screwing up. Like, you should not be in elected office. Like, we need to elect, like, 30 or 40-year-olds that are going to be around for, like, the next 40 years.
We need to, like, just, do, like, a draft where we just elect, like, NBA players into office.
That's not...
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just have, like, the youngest government in the world.
I think it should be, like, the Hunger Games, where, like, we have, like, everyone get together and, like, we pull someone out and we're like, okay, you're going to run.
If this guy kills everyone, he's our representative or whatever.
Yes.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Like, just battle to the death. With
what's fucking crazy? Teddy Roosevelt, right? Everybody knows who the fuck he is. All right. Anyways, so as a politician, this motherfucker went to war, like, with the troops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is wild. Like, how crazy.
But in Cuba, like, it was the
Spanish-American War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like...
He invented the Rough Riders?
Yes. Like,
yo, pull up to Calle Ocho Hype and Hobbies and send some motherfuckers to the Shadow Realm, because every Saturday they got Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. And if you fucking thought that was cool, guess what, dude? They got some baller-ass shoes. They got Jordans. They got Yeezys. They got SBs. They got anything that you might need. You got a special request? DM them. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Calle Ocho Apparel. Or find them on Instagram at Calle Ocho Hype. And if you want to come and visit the store, you know where the fuck it's located at, dude?
It's 1003 Garfield Street in Laredo.
If the shoes weren't enough, if sending your opponents into the Shadow Realms wasn't enough, guess what, dude? They also have anime collectibles. They got knickknacks, and guess what? They also have fucking paddywhacks,
Holy
dude.
shit.
They got all sorts of knickknacks, all sorts of fucking paddywhacks. And if you go online to their website, you know what the website is? You want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell me.
All right, dude. So you get on your computer and then you type in GalleOchoHype.com. Now, you're going to buy something, right? And you're like, my homies, do they got me? Do they got me? Guess what, dude? We got you. Because if you're on checkout and you put in the promo code AOTB, guess what, dude? 10%?
10%, dude.
We're putting that shit in the trunk of our car and stabbing it so that it doesn't go with you on your fucking carts. We love you.
Like, storming up the hill in, like, Havana. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't like a bad war.
Bring me my cigar.
Like, yes.
But I mean, he's in the heat of battle. Motherfucker he was the commissioner of the New York police.
Yes.
This is wild.
But he, like, shot a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
Just,
he also hated
anything.
Native Americans.
Yes.
It fucking just up there eating a Cubano and drinking a Cubano.
Yes.
And smoking a Cubano.
Yeah, dude.
And smoking Cubanos, bro. Like smoking them.
Yeah.
Bro, holy shit. Just
That's like a different breed, though. Like, that dude was, like, jacked, although he was somewhat blind. With, like, you know, like he was
that
in
guy
that's the big stick guy, right?
That guy got all the testosterone in the family. Like,
100%.
Just all of it.
Did a lot for our fucking...
Did a lot for the working class.
A lot for the for nature, too.
Yeah, the national park system.
National park system.
Yeah. Just because he wanted to go around and, like, shoot more stuff.
Yeah.
Still, I mean...
He was like, I'm not going to shoot this bear that is tied to the tree.
Yeah.
But I will go and shoot some elephants.
Yeah. And some Cubans.
Yeah, and some Cubans. But, like, can you imagine fucking, I don't know, give me any senator, Nancy Pelosi just on the front lines, slinging tits, knocking people out?
Mitch McConnell. Oh.
Mitch McConnell. Fuck, who's like another...
Ted Cruz.
Bro, fucking the... what's his name?
Chuck Schumer.
Zelensky out there in fucking Ukraine, bro. Yeah. Just in the shitter.
That guy was a comedian, bro.
Dude, yes. Like, do you ever think that he reconsidered that shit? Like, he's like, dude, I could be doing an open mic right now.
I could be doing an open mic right now.
What if he just, you know, like his like nation's address or whatever was just like fire, like stand up, but we can't understand it because we don't know like Ukrainian or
he's
whatever.
just roasting Putin for like fucking.
He's had a lot of badass comebacks supposedly where he's just like I don't need a fucking ride, I need weapons, you know, like shit like that.
Should that be how the war is decided? Just like a one-on-one roast battle between Vladimir Putin and Zelensky?
I think it's weird right now, especially like on the outside, like in the U.S., like getting because all we're getting, and you fucking know this, all we're getting is the propaganda. Bro.
Yeah,
like that's the only shit that's making it out here. Yeah. As far as we know right now, Russia is fucking obliterating them, and we're not getting any of that because it would demoralize, people for like democracy.
But like.
Your mama.
Like, why? What the fuck do we have to do with anything? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, if you're talking about like foreign policy stuff, whatever. But I mean,
what happened to America first, bro?
Jesus, man. Is it going to just the nationalist stuff?
What's wrong with what's wrong with like considering one's own country before considering anything else?
I don't think that's I don't think it's that. I think it's that we're supposed to be like the shining beacon of democracy and the example for other people. And so now like backing out and not helping people that are like supposed to be allies is viewed as like weak,
I could definitely see that, but I think what you're describing is nationalism. And nationalism
with a little bit of socialism
sucks.
What if we just get like someone that's very like national but also very like socialist?
I saw this movie, 1935. Great movie. It's all in German, though.
My Struggle or something like that?
Yes,
My Struggle.
It's not a great movie.
What if we just get somebody who was rejected from art school?
Yes.
And can speak very well.
So a stand-up comic.
No, and Hitler.
What if like we could go back in time and then we would just see Hitler like at open mics?
Dude, chopping out material,
just like that wasn't words, but like
I think I've seen
German.
that before, like a couple times at an open mic.
What?
Oh, I've seen some Hitlers.
This guy is pretty.
We've had some Nazis at the fucking open mic a couple of times.
Yeah.
This one dude went up and just dropped N-words like all towards the end of his set. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And
I wasn't there, unfortunately. I wish I could have been there. I was dying laughing.
Unfortunately.
I wanted to witness this fucking historic event at the mic drop.
It's great to see Kramer still getting some.
What the fuck is that dude's name? Michael
Richards?
Richards.
Or something.
That's Birdman.
Yes.
Bro. Oh, yeah.
Dude. The Vulture.
Yeah, wasn't he Batman?
He was also Batman. What the fuck is this dude with like winged creatures? Niche.
He's also Birdman again.
Yeah.
Another Birdman.
Batman.
That was a cool fucking movie, though.
Vulture.
Yeah.
I never watched it, but the series was great. Or, like the animated series. It was pretty great. Did you get that thing I sent you?
You sent me something?
That's a reference.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about right now, or like sending me something on Instagram.
No.
My brain is at like 20% right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, just I'm tired. I'm running on a Red Bull.
Yeah, I'm more hungry than anything, dude. Like,
yeah, me too.
I'm fucking ready, Freddy. But in any case, so like that happened. You know what's fucking crazy? That like 4chan has kind of been at like the forefront of like a lot of the historical events that have happened in the last like decade and a half.
There was a shooting at a mall where the guy went on 4chan and like posted he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Is that the Greenland one, or the one where the guy fucking
it was in the States.
Headshot him?
Yeah, no, I think it was at a mall, and the guy.
That's what I mean.
Shot.
Yeah. Greenland Park or Greenland Mall.
Oh,
or
the one where like a dude,
22-year-old
like
concealed carry guy,
motherfucker,
fucking domed
every
him.
2A activist is fucking wet dream.
Dude, absolutely. Everybody was just like, "Oh, he's so much for America."
Yeah,
it's Rittenhouse, but better. You know, like
shout out to Kyle.
He fucking domed the guy from like, what was it, 40 yards or some bullshit like that?
Oh, very good shot.
That was a good fucking shot.
That guy plays a lot of Call of Duty.
100%.
He had
threw a knife at him to make sure he was dead.
he shot 12 shots, hit 8.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But what happened to the other 4?
Oh no! It was the same bot just going nuts. No, yeah, he hit 8 shots, and then it was funny because they were comparing like I think like NYPD shooting or some bullshit like that on a graph that one of my friends sent me, and it's like they hit maybe like 30% of their shots.
Stormtrooper rules.
Even under like 15%. So yeah, man.
Police for that kills up.
Yeah.
Play some more Call of Duty. Do some more training.
Yeah.
I very vaguely remember this movie that was based off of a off of a real life event that was about two people, I think, who were robbing a bank, and like it was like a siege that
Heat?
took. No, wait.
Heat is based off of the LA thing showdown where they like SWAT showed up, and it was before SWAT was armed with like automatic weapons.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. I think that's the one, right?
Yeah.
They
Heat is
escaped in like
kind
a
of based off
in
of
like
that,
a
yeah.
bank in an armored car or some bullshit like
Yep,
that.
yep.
I very vaguely remember that shit, but I should
Starring
watch
Val
it.
Kilmer, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro.
I watched The Black Phone yesterday.
Great movie, dude.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, then we won't talk about it.
Do you care for it at all? Or?
No, I can listen.
This
to
guy
it.
last time was like, spoil everything for me when we
Yeah,
were like hanging
yeah,
out, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
No, okay, like
Watch it,
reasons
get your
why
own
you don't
opinions.
think it was that great.
I think it was very heavily focused on like this like childlike mindset of like, oh hey, you know, like our friends, we're all here to help together, you know, and even though we're, you know, like I don't know, I don't want to spoil it, but I did feel like I went in. Here's my problem.
I was thoroughly entertained. I'll say that.
I'll say this. I went in expecting that movie to be like the fucking horror movie of horror movies, because everybody was like talking about these like these like scare reactions. The marketing for it was brilliant because it worked on me, right? And it was all like, oh yeah, man, this was
I shat my pants.
Yeah, it was fucking incredible. I didn't make it through the whole movie or whatever, right? And then
I pissed myself.
It was
twice.
really shitty.
It wasn't shitty. It
was
wasn't
boring.
It wasn't the horror movie that they marketed it to be. But I thought it was a good movie in terms of like just as like standalone, independent of whatever. I also didn't watch any of that bullshit either. I was just like, Ethan Hawke, creepy mask. I'm up for it, and I liked his acting in it. Like his acting was pretty like it was
Ethan
more
Hawke
of like
and-
suspense, if anything. I feel like it was a good suspense movie.
I didn't even know who the fuck Ethan Hawke was before.
Are you shitting me right
I
now?
am shitting you, dude.
Okay.
No, I'm not shitting you.
Oh, okay, what the fuck? How do you not know?
I
who Ethan
only
Hawke
knew
is, dude?
him from the most recent thing. What was it that we watched? Moon Knight. He was in Moon Knight.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he was the fucking
The cult leader.
the guy with the fucking.
Oh yeah,
thing.
you're right. Yeah. I only saw like the first 2 episodes. So
I don't. And so, what else is he in?
he is in a bunch of shit that I can't think of right now.
Cool.
He's in like a lot of fucking movies though. Like,
Dolly,
a lot
what
of
do
big
you
movies.
want to talk about, dude?
Yeah,
I don't know.
hit me with some shit.
Give me some shit, dude. You were very well versed in things that I was not expecting you to be very well versed in, and not because I had
Yes.
any sort of like preconceived like idea of like what I thought you knew or what you weren't into. I just didn't know you that way. So
Yeah.
we had a 4DF. It was about
2 weeks ago now.
Yeah,
Yes.
2 weeks ago. It was about everything. It was about
Every
it
conspiracy
was
is true.
I think it was a really good like recap of like all the past 40Fs because it was pretty much like us going back with
Greatest hits type
with
of thing.
yeah, it was the greatest hits. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
And Dolly was there to check it out, and he joined in and talked a little bit about the things that we were talking about at the time, which I think was like multiverses and that kind of shit. So what's your what's your favorite conspiracy?
Ooh, conspiracy. My favorite conspiracy would definitely be MK Ultra because that shit
Shout out
fucking
MK Ultra.
happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 100%, the government was like dosing random people with LSD to like just see what happens.
Laurel Canyon, bro.
Yes, like I definitely think that like that shit like still happens, and like that's what happened to Elton John. Like they just took some guy and they gave him a bunch of acid. Like next thing you know, he's wearing like feather boas and. I don't know. I think there's other things there, but
Yeah, man,
you know,
100%.
I think like counterculture and stuff. Like, I mean, could be explained a lot.
Manufactured opposition, bro.
Yeah,
That's all it is. I also like MK Ultra a lot, like delving into it or whatever. And then there's like this one, what do you call it, tangent that kind of comes from it, where like a lot of the prominent influencers of culture in like the 60s, early 70s were like these bands or whatever. A lot of the top bands came from this area in LA, Laurel Canyon, and then a lot of them had like parents in like very high level fucking intelligence and like military
well,
shit.
the irony is like it was originally developed as like a weapon, and then it wound up getting out, and all these hippies were doing it, and like doing protests and like drum circles and orgies and shit, like not wanting to go to war. So Nixon made it illegal to fight against the hippies and the anti-war movement. and it was
Those are crazy motherfuckers.
stigmatized for decades, and now people are actually pulling it back out and looking at it in clinical settings where they're giving people like with PTSD and like emotional issues LSD in a clinical setting with like a psychiatrist, and they're like talking through their shit.
Psilocybin. Yeah.
Psilocybin's a big one. They're doing ketamine therapies with war veterans now.
What is ketamine?
Isn't it a horse tranquilizer?
Oh, is that what it is?
It is used as a horse tranquilizer, but it is a heavy.
It's the second cousin to ivermectin.
It's a downer sedative.
It's a heavy duty anesthetic.
Oh,
and they utilize it actually now in war. The U.S. Army uses ketamine instead of morphine.
Morphine.
Yeah, they give the troops ketamine rather than morphine because if you get your legs blown off, morphine, you're going to be tripping. Like ketamine, you don't even care that you have legs. Like, don't have legs. Like, you're just so out of it. Like, it's a disassociate, so you feel like shit isn't real.
Nice.
So, but if you put people in a clinical setting with like small doses and work them through their trauma, they're able to process it and disassociate from the actual emotions kind of in a way that allows you to kind of observe it in more of a detached way versus being emotionally invested in the events. So you're able to kind of process it better. And they're doing the same thing with all these other psychedelics. So it was illegal for a long time, and we were told, no, it's the demon, like
you're gonna rip your eyes off.
Yeah, it's like rock music.
And like now we're figuring out, oh, it's the same as any other drug. They were fucking lying to us for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much, man. It's the same as like marijuana, you know, all that shit.
Yes.
Legalized cocaine, dude.
But
maybe that's the answer.
But that, I mean, it was a whole entire conspiracy.
Put it back into Coca-Cola.
Where it was just derived from society for, 30 or 40 years because, what happened in the CIA. And it's really interesting. One of my favorite conspiracies to talk about.
There's a really good book on it that I forgot the fucking name.
Yeah.
But it's essentially a little bit more, it's about MK Ultra, but more so focused on Charles Manson.
Oh, they say that they may have gotten to him, and that
apparently, like according to this author, they 100% did. Like he was in and out of jail and released on like count of like being a part of a experiment, and like he was dosed at a specific clinic where there's records that he was actually there, and all this crazy shit. This guy originally was writing an article for a magazine in like the 90s or something like that, and then went so deep into the rabbit hole that article turned into like the next 20-25 years of his life. Ooh. And then he finally finished the book.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called right now, but he's been on the JRE and like he fucking talked about it in depth and like went into a whole bunch of different aspects of that story that are like not necessarily common knowledge, because like the basics are kind of common knowledge, right? Everyone kind of is like, yeah, dude, they fucking MK Ultra Charles Manson, and then he in turn started dosing people and but they like the CIA gave him the means to do so, to like, create his cults and shit. So like it was part of an experiment gone awry almost type of deal. So that's fucking crazy. Like, what
the CIA definitely hated Sharon Tate, so I could definitely see that. Or that was the name of the girl
that got murdered. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Making sure my references are right.
Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tater.
Tater tots.
Yeah.
My favorite thing right now is that the whole thing after 9/11 happened, that the DHS was formed, the Homeland was formed because
Homelander.
they wanted to increase interagency communication. Cooperation. So it's supposed to be at the time. It was supposed to be because after 9/11. So we found out that we actually had all of the information we needed to find out that these people were plotting a terrorist attack. They had all of the records, all of the tickets were bought with the same credit card. All these people who had shown up, the attackers had patterns that under normal circumstances they would have stopped it. But it didn't, because apparently there was a lack of communication between
agencies.
Yeah, I forget which agencies. I'm pretty sure it was
the
like
NSA,
NSA,
the
FBI, CIA.
So I've definitely heard that.
Feigned ignorance, like that's one perspective on it.
Yeah,
like
Well, now I think it's just that the fact is that there's always been an attempt at just mass monitoring of people and going past privacy.
How about the fact that we discovered that there's several $1 trillion that were missing that were spent on the Defense Department, and then the next day, the office where those records are held in the Pentagon destroyed.
Yeah.
So I mean, just funny how
with a
that
Tomahawk
happens.
missile.
But George Bush is a monster. Sorry.
And also not from Texas.
Yes.
Also not rich off of oil.
Yes.
It's so weird how, like, I don't know why over these last couple of, especially while Trump was in office, everybody was very, very much romanticizing the Bush era. And I was like, what the fuck? Why?
I don't know anybody else romanticizing the Bush era.
You know what
it
made
was
me
all over, like, Fox and CNN. They were just kind of like, remember Bush?
I
Remember
feel
how things were when Bush was around?
I feel like because of the father, like, being in a wheelchair. Didn't he die? He died, right? George H. He's dead?
Yeah.
Then they were like, he's
it up.
100% dead. Pull it up,
Just
Jamie.
kidding.
George H.W. Bush?
Yeah, Herbert Walker. He's dead. Daddy Bush.
Yeah.
Daddy Bush.
He was like head of the CIA.
Yeah. And more shit like was about to come out or whatever, and then they delayed it because they didn't want to like tarnish his memory. Bang.
2018.
So they like delayed the release of documents about JFK and all this shit because of his like passing, and they didn't want to like tarnish the memory of. So like the Trump administration pushed all that shit even further back than it was already going to be like exposed. And although they did reveal a whole bunch of info about that, but what I was getting at was like the missing money trail.
Yeah.
Here's my theory on that. All of it is tied into Roswell, and I'll explain why. Boom.
After these messages.
Yeah, so here's a message from our sponsors. And we're back. So this is...
I'm going to note that.
Yeah, just to have it in there. But so let's backtrack, right? It's 1947. Strange craft crash lands in Roswell, New Mexico. Government recovers it. They're like, what the fuck is this? They start studying it, trying to recreate it. So they start throwing a bunch of money at it to try and figure what the fuck is going on, right? All of a sudden, fast forward 60-some years, it's that money has increased to 55 trillion, some ridiculous amount, that ungodly number, right? But they've already managed to, in the process of over the course of 60 years, managed to successfully backwards engineer this. So they build a fleet of these types of aircraft. And again, black hole of money, just continuously consuming to create the tech behind all of this. And that's where, we have the tech boom from then till now, because it's like drastic how much has changed in the last 60, 70 years now. All of a sudden, people are like, hey, did you guys realize that there's like this much money that's unaccounted for? Right? And then they're like, yo, Osama.
Hey, send some of your boys real quick.
Yeah. Yo, Osama. Or whoever, right? And then they pull off the greatest,
the greatest
heist.
Weird word.
Greatest heist in American history. Well, actually, the greatest heist in American history just happened when the pandemic happened. But I mean, up until that point.
I'm tired of living through historical events, bro.
Right?
This is too
crazy.
fucking much, dude. How much do you buy into? Actually, this is something that I wanted to
9/11. That's why it happened.
That I wanted to bring up. Oh, did I cut you off?
No, that was a summation.
Oh, on the day that we were there for 4DF, the very next day, or like 2 or 3 days later, we were actually talking about CERN, and I had no fucking idea that they were going to shoot CERN again. They were going to fire it up again, and it happened on July 5th.
Because the Pope wanted it to.
And we are still here.
I mean,
maybe,
sort of. I don't know if we wouldn't.
I do feel that. So
I do. I mean, I don't know, man. She's been weird, but like I can't attribute it to anything. It's just like a lot of really weird, shaky stuff has happened amongst friends, family, and like just the world in general, where things are like kind of strange. But I mean, you can't really attribute it to anything without like concrete evidence, and I think it's kind of hard to do that. But it's apparently not just going to be running it wasn't just one day. It's going to be running. It's going to be running for like the next 2-3 years. So any weird shit that happens between then and now is just going to be attributed to that. It's like,
well,
oh yeah.
I feel like in history, whenever you have a major breakthrough, there's always someone saying like, oh no, the sky's going to fall. Like when we tested the first nuclear weapon, there was someone that wrote a letter to the president at the time saying that it was going to ignite the very air molecules itself, and like the whole entire world was just going to burn. And I mean, I feel like whenever we have something that, not everyone really understands, and if they do understand it, they don't understand it 100%. Shit like that will come up. I mean, people will be afraid of what they don't understand.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you have a physicist on here, I mean, that has a very good grasp of the
We should
the
find a
science.
physicist.
Yeah.
Yo, any physicist bros?
Physics.
Any physicist bros out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, just if you have someone that has adequate knowledge and they can sit down and explain it, it doesn't seem so scary.
I mean, no, I'm still scared.
Yeah.
I still think nuclear power is like one of the greatest advancements that we've made, that we maybe, it's just like anything else. You know what I mean? Like if to scale it down, if you have a gun, for example, it could be used for good purposes. Like if you got to go hunt and get something to eat, or you can pull up at a mall and try to shoot people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
or you could kill yourself.
Exactly. Or you can kill yourself. And the same thing for like nuclear power. Like,
yeah, but with nuclear weapons, I mean, if you launch them, you are essentially killing yourself. I mean, it's like
100%.
putting the gun to your head. Like,
what was that conversation we were having a little while? Shit, I don't even remember. It was something about
CERN has accidentally affected tachyons that's like the particles through which time travels. So like
they were blipping in and out of parallel universes.
Everyone knows that time travel requires a DeLorean. You can't do it without a DeLorean.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yes.
I've seen DeLorean.
Well, he was in. Yeah, that's what. Maybe Josh is the one that caused this. Got a DeLorean pulled up, put us in the worst timeline.
Back to the Future rules, baby.
Dude, like, okay, so like, what if by firing CERN, right? It's like creating these weird like waves of particles we don't understand that like.
It causes your girlfriend. Oh, actually, never mind. It causes some like bullshit to go down. A shooting at a mall.
No.
Like,
I'm saying like
is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that like the fabric of the universe like undulates to where it touches the other universes.
Oh, so just bullshit.
Yeah, and like we accidentally pop into one and then pop out into another and then come back.
That's Doctor Strange, bro. I seen that movie.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, it was a concept of kind of membrane universes. And back when they were kind of explaining higher dimensions, they kind of explained it as sheets on a clothesline blowing in the breeze. And as you have the contraction and blowing out of these, when they touch, you have the Big Bang and shit like that. So, I mean, that explains why the universe is expanding, and then one day it will stop and...
And then
that's interesting. That's something we can talk about. The fucking James Webb picture just came out.
Oh yes,
right, and that is showing
picture of the known universe.
So yeah, well, not of. I mean, a speck of the sky, right? Like they were talking about in terms of scale. If you wanted to know how much of the sky that we're currently seeing through the telescope, you would have to pick up a grain of sand and hold it at arm's length at the sky, and that would give you an idea of just the little bit that we're actually seeing in terms of scale. And the reason it was aimed at the same place is the first image that the Hubble got, right? So I think it was something like we had the Hubble on for 15 weeks or some shit like that, and that's the image that it got versus the James Webb was on for 15 days. So in terms of how much data we can gather from that's coming up with.
Literally, like
I'm not sure if y'all heard this, but there's been a lot of like talk, a lot of speculation around that, where there seems to be what look like streaks that are kind of pulling what looks like all the galaxies inwards, right? And what they believe,
supermassive black hole.
No, what they believe is what we're actually viewing is because of the way that light travels, right, and the way that time is distorted. Yeah, we're viewing the past, we might actually be getting a view into what was essentially the Big Bang. So if it's going inwards, like if we're talking about it going reverse, we might be viewing the expansion of the universe happening in that time. So,
or, and I might be completely wrong about this, what if like that part of the universe is already experiencing the big crunch, and we're looking at the big crunch as it's like approaching us? You know what I mean?
That's
like
actually
the implosion.
that's actually a good concept, but they it was one of the things that Hawking was talking about because he was kind of advocating, we'll expand and eventually we'll have the Great Crunch. And now they've actually figured out, it's not only expanding, but it's expanding faster today than what it was yesterday. It's expanding at an ever increasing rate. So it's not slowing down. In fact, it's gaining speed. And they think, it's the concept of dark matter is actually fueling the expanse of the universe.
I just got a really bad, like, existentialist feeling right now. Yeah. Well, it's just like on a rock floating through space is kind of scary.
They say eventually, if you go 1 million or 2 years in the future, eventually you'll see less stars in the sky because, they'll be far enough away that you can't view them anymore. And there will be a point where if Earth sticks around, there will be no stars in the sky because all the stars will be too far away from us to actually view with the naked eye.
That's fucking scary, dude. To think about it. And I have seen like the models, right? Like it's like the sun and the planets revolving it, and the sun's moving in a line, and we're just trapped in its gravitational field.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
As it's circling a supermassive black hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
With billions of other stars.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Oh man.
So like, is that thing just like eating everything technically, right? Like, I don't know.
We don't know how black holes work, other than it's just like a pretty nasty. We don't know if it transports anything or if it's a mirror or something, right? Or is just like the absence of like light totally. I don't know, man. That shit kind of scares me, dude. Like I'm feeling scared right now. Like
I feel more so intrigued.
Do you want a hug? No, I can give you a hug.
I'm okay.
We need a hug stat, Seal.
Yeah, hug.
We need a hug stat.
He's scared.
Okay.
It's a joke.
I'm scared. Are you hearing all this stuff?
No.
Oh, cool. Speaking of being high,
right? Oh, I heard.
I was gifted very generously some edibles from a trip that Mr. Dolly here took to Vegas, and I don't know if we can talk about this.
We can talk about it a little bit.
Okay, cool. Okay. Then I won't. We'll just cut that out.
Okay.
We'll cut that out. Here, 114.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Perfect. But shit, that totally derailed. Okay, so I don't know. I don't feel scared. I feel like intrigued and at the same time like hopeful that as we begin to understand like these forces that are almost like mind shattering, like we'll be able to harness them and like propel our civilization forward. Because I'm optimistic about it. Like I'm just inherently optimistic about most shit, honestly. But like, what an exciting time to be alive in as we start to understand these concepts and shit. Like
we were just talking about that. I think not that long ago. Like how cool it would be to just fucking cruise space.
Yeah, dude.
And like fucking throw on some badass jams.
It definitely feels
Give me
like
some fucking Halo armor, bro. First of all,
yeah, badass.
It definitely feels like we're in between the generations.
100%.
We're too early to like discover a new world and have like an unspoiled planet, and we're like too late to do that, and then too early to like go off into space and like explore other
like
planets.
Right in that middle.
Like we're trapped in like a free market capitalism like hell space where like the Earth is dying and Kim Kardashian's making millions of dollars and we still have to go to work for $7.25 an hour. Like it sucks. Like I want to like go into space and like deal with that
I'm
shit,
still waiting for them to like figure out like hydromagnetic fluid dynamics. Like that would be fucking dope. That like condensing like the energy that's just out in the atmosphere. And I feel like that has something to do with it.
Well, they kind of that's the levels of civilization, right? Like type 1, type 2, and type 3.
I didn't know this. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. I thought we were type 1. We're actually type 3.
Yeah, type 1 would be like we can harness the power of the sun. right?
Yeah.
and then type 0 is you've mastered all the elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All aspects of the fucking
Well,
universe.
I thought it was the other way around.
No.
0 and up. Like we were a 0 because we can't even.
No, we're
we're
type 3.
Okay.
We're still mostly
3
dependent
because
on fossil
we-
fuels
yeah,
and barely understand.
Yeah, we can't even
atomic
harness the-
fusion and fission.
And we
Yeah.
use things for violence instead of like the whole concept of that in the type 3 civilization was that we use things for violence
a
instead of
third
like
world
harnessing things. Yeah,
civilization.
100%. The whole idea is that like they gave the example of like uranium, right? Like uranium in a controlled reaction is nuclear energy, which is one of the biggest
Advancements we can
opportunities
think
and
of,
advancements in
human history.
yeah, in history or just in general in harnessing energy from something. In an uncontrolled reaction, it's a fucking atom bomb, right? So they're like, oh, you're using this one thing instead of using it for the thing. We've used atom bombs quite a handful of times, right? Just like 3 times.
Like on
2 times in
civilizations,
anger,
twice.
and then we've tested them.
several.
Oh yeah.
But like only 2 were like yeah.
I thought
And
we
Russia kept developing more. They didn't give a fuck. So they have better nukes than we do.
I thought we
And
had I thought we had used 3. We had used 2.
We
in
dropped
Japan,
2 in Japan.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I thought we did one on Cuba, a test one on off of the. Man, what the fuck? Am
The only other
am I
ones-
imagining that shit?
Yes, you're from an alternate time.
Yes,
see, hold
you lived through an alternate Cuban missile crisis.
Yeah,
where
the-
shit got real.
Yeah, they just pulled up and they're like, "Yo, check out these missiles."
Maybe you've been playing Fallout.
Yeah, maybe you've been
Like,
playing Fallout.
Fallout's a really good game.
Let's get to like the esoteric side of like what you were just talking about, where it feels like we're in this like weird middle space between like a utopia and like barbarism or barbarism, whatever.
Oh shit!
I feel like as we approach the age of Aquarius, precession of the equinoxes and all that, that this is gonna get very, very like esoteric and maybe a little out there. But like as I've looked into that subject matter, there is like cycles in which certain types of energies rule the cosmos and all the beings in the cosmos, I guess, because of like the alignment of whatever constellation, it is over the North Pole of the Earth, as far as I understand. Like the wobble of the axis, creates that it's pointing at a different constellation for like in total, it takes 26,000 years. Each one, there's 12. It takes like about 2. I don't know. Whatever. Point is, like as we're moving into like the age of Aquarius or whatever, like there's supposed to be like this uprise into where like the positive traits of like mankind are highlighted, and then it excels again into, maybe being like a multi-planet or multi-galaxy, multi-star system civilization as we get closer to like the year 2100.
I feel like
2200.
if it's supposed to be progressing and like we're supposed to be getting better, then why is the world like so shitty? Like,
Because it's like the very inkling of the beginning of like that dawn of civilization.
like it has
So-
to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah. So like through these trying times are what are going to create like the historical figures that will influence the next several hundred to thousands of years.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
we got shitty historical figures today.
Oh, right. Like I'm not saying like the ones that are in prominence to power, but like maybe some some figures like like
maybe we'll have some better ones in 40 years.
like a better version of Elon Musk type of shit. You know what I mean? That actually figures out how
Elon
to
Musk 2.0.
Yeah, like imagine an Elon Musk.
I
with
remember
like
being
a Stephen Hawking type of combination, like that type of person.
I remember being so like inspired by Elon Musk when I was.
Until you saw him without his shirt.
No, when I was. Which dude, that fucker's built like the Mucinex booger. This shit is nuts.
It looks like the pill from fucking Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, he does, dude.
I saw a tweet that was like, "This motherfucker's built like a deep breath." That's so good, dude.
I remember feeling like man, this guy is a futurist. Like all this. Oh, you know what? I met a friend who is still in the same field. Actually, we were talking a little bit about like what she had gone to school for, and she tells me that she was into subgeologic engineering or some bullshit like that.
Ooh, okay.
And I was like, what the fuck is that? That sounds very,
That sounds cool.
That sounds interesting. And she tells me, she goes, oh, so she goes, so at that time, I think it was maybe like 6 years ago. She's like, you know about like, you know, Elon Musk. And I'm like, yeah. And then she was like, well, he's got a plan to build a subterranean city. Because he believes that in order to preserve the human race, that instead of, you know, when the surface becomes inhospitable, they're inhospitable. Yeah, same thing, but they're inhabitable.
Uninhabitable.
That we'll have to go underground, right? So, in essence, what she's a part of is the first pilot city that's going to be built underground. So they have everything from like environmental surveys to
how wild will it be if they like start building underground and then just these reptilians are like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing?
No, I was gonna say how
isn't that the plot of the Time Machine from H.G. Wells? Like just essentially like Morlocks like living underground.
Yeah. So like she was telling me, she was like she says like the plan is that they're gonna work on like surveying what it would be like. Some people have already called it kind of like it's just not possible. Some people already said it's just not possible. You can't create like a whole city underground. There's all these risks that come with it, whatever, right? And you know, they're still kind of like, okay, well, we'll make a small pilot project, which is what a lot of people don't know is like Musk has been involved in through a lot of his like, you know, city stuff that he's been working on, like the future city or whatever.
Yeah. Everything
from solar panels to like self-powered cars to roadways that charge your car while you're driving, like shit like that. He also has a stake in the next thing that they're talking about, which is what is the word? It's basically like an income that you get. What is the word?
Universal
basic. Yeah, you get universal basic income.
Andrew Yang.
And so they were all talking about it. There's a pilot program for that in Alaska.
Yep.
That's funded by Musk. And so yeah, like there's all these fucking conversations, all these things that this guy has. And I was like, damn, that is badass to know that all that stuff's going on, right? And then now it's just kind of like, well, he's also just like, he looks stupid without his shirt, and like he's a fucking filthy capitalist, and
he's a creep hitting on flight stewardess.
Yeah, and
his dad is fucking his sister.
And his family owned an emerald mine in Africa. So
and he dated Grimes. Fucking weird.
The more you learn about this guy, the more you're like.
He also was just like, he's got like a shit ton of kids. And he was also like, he was saying that there was a thing with like how he's doing his job to repopulate the earth, like because you know millennials aren't having kids right now.
That's also true though.
And Nick Cannon was like, yeah, bet me too.
Birth rates are dipping.
Yes.
There's on the subject matter of birth rates and millennials and whatnot, like there's a theory out there that the future of the political atmosphere in America, or in the United States rather, will be like predominantly right leaning and conservative because of all the liberals like having abortions and fucking neutering themselves and all this other shit. So like just by a rule of numbers, they're gonna be outnumbered by people that have like these conservative values and shit because of the families that are.
I mean, right now liberals outnumber Republicans.
Yeah. And I also think that just because their family is conservative, like they're going to be conservative. Like I know plenty of kids that grew up in like that strict environment. And like they grew up to be like anarchists and like bisexuals and like all the things that terrify their parents. Like,
again, it's like it's just kind of like a theory based on.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean that's kind of a weird way to put that, because I mean you can't really always instill like whatever ideas you have or political beliefs you have into your kids.
Well, I feel like in a lot of ways though you rebel against authority, and if your authority is right wing, predominantly Christian. You're going to figure out, well, it's all bullshit, man. Yeah. It's all fucking bullshit.
I don't know, like, okay, sure. But the basis on which the country is founded, though, like in the founding principles, are kind of like derivative of that type of ideology.
Say that again?
the basis on which the country is founded are all derived from that type of ideology.
You
which
mean
is like Christianity and whatnot? Like,
you mean separation of church and state?
No. I'm saying like the concepts that are built into like the laws that exist.
I mean, but
Yeah.
then
I mean,
in that
like
case, that's all based off of like the early Chinese proverb stuff too. I mean, the golden rule, like everybody.
Okay, like yes, what I'm getting at ultimately is that there is some sort of intrinsic value to like those types of ideologies in a sense, because like they are quite literally the foundation of this version of society that we live in now, right? It's like the first version of society up until like in all known human history that is like the experiment, right? Like a democracy by representation or whatever the fuck. Like
Sure.
the United States is that, right? Like it's been the shining beacon of whatever the fuck, the city on the shining city on the hill or whatever, right? So like I think that as we start to like stray away from and be like, you know, like that doesn't matter, it's going to be harder and harder to keep like that concept as like a rock solid foundation, I think. Because like if we like dissect the idea, the mode of thought of like postmodernism, where like, you know, morals and everything are all subjective to whatever happenstance you may be in, or like the circumstance that you may be in, then, you know, how is any one human going to claim that X, Y, or Z is right versus anything else? Because there can always be something that will justify X, Y, or Z. You know what I mean? And like that's why like there was an interesting concept to this dude I was listening to on some podcast that was saying how like it's like plucking the flowers from the field, right? Like they're beautiful and you can look at it, but because it's not connected to the roots of it anymore, they die eventually. And like that's what we're doing to our civilization as we start to like dispel with like these concepts that initially laid the foundation for this country.
Well, I feel like in a lot of ways, I mean, there's people that like cherry pick which concepts of the Constitution that they want to enforce. I mean,
It's like the
stuff in
Bible.
there about separation of church and state. I
Yeah,
mean,
for
that's something that a lot of people have forgotten. I mean, the fact that, I mean, you're not supposed to have one religion making rules for everyone else. Concepts of freedom of speech and concepts of modern economics. I mean, collectivization. I mean, some of those concepts of how society existed back then versus how we've gotten now. I mean,
and let me say this. I don't think that it's necessarily like the perfect document or anything like that, right? But I also don't think that it's a smart idea to completely do away with it. I feel like it's a good foundation to kind of build on. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like,
but I mean, that's also just like the founding fathers, like they had said also that they thought political parties and ruling parties were
Yep.
a bad thing. They also thought that it should be reset every couple of years, like that other civilizations, especially as they grow more modern, should definitely modernize this now aged old, fucking contractors, whatever, right? And I do think like it's and yeah, it's an interesting point that you're making too, man, because like, I only recently found out that, did you know this? In Texas, if you're an atheist, you're not allowed to run public office.
Good.
Good?
how is that good?
Why?
Fucking atheist.
What?
What? What's wrong with saying fucking atheist?
You're joking?
No, I'm not.
You're joking.
I'm super not joking.
Why?
Why? Okay, why would you want a godless atheist to run for office?
Because they are not relying on a higher
Okay, but then what
religious figure to give them moral structure.
Exactly,
They're
so then
getting it
they're-
from
they're subject-
themselves.
But then they're subject to
Because-
be corrupted by like human nature, where they can justify any one reason.
You're
But
you're
can
playing
you do
devil's
that?
advocate right now. You have to be. There's
am.
no way you're okay.
I am,
Okay.
but I'm also like, it's an interesting thing to think of, right? Because like,
Okay.
what I
No,
just
not at all.
mentioned-
Because if we're talking about people who are being like corrupted, like the fucking church is one of the most corrupt, entities around.
as
Like,
organized religion, I'm not referring to the actual institution of the church. I'm referring to the content that is in the Bible.
reading the Bible doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't.
It doesn't. I'm not saying it
It
does.
doesn't give you a guide for anything either. Like
I think it does.
I don't think.
I think
so
it's
at all.
unfair to say that it doesn't.
I think someone that does good because they know that's what they need to do,
Right.
versus fear of having some Sky Daddy put them in the fucking corner
But
for
what is?
misbehaving.
Let's go back to the.
I'll tell you simple as this. I know it's anecdotal, so maybe it's not the same thing. But
Right, okay.
the very first thing, the thing that turned me away from religion at the time, right, was I asked, what happens to good people who don't believe in God?
Yes.
And the first question, the response I goes,
go to hell.
Even good people go to hell.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, but somebody who believes that, I don't think is in a better moral standing than somebody who's,
But I think that somebody that is relying on not moral ambiguity, as most people can.
How are you define moral ambiguity?
Okay, right. So we're living in the era of postmodernism, where the basis of a lot of ideology is based on the idea that like there's a struggle for power is the most dominant thing that dictates relationships between people. Right? Like that's part of what.
Do you guys want water?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'll take a water. Thank you. So again, going back to what I mentioned in this, God is dead Nietzsche era that we now exist in, right? Like after the First World War, and we've seen the horrors that humans can cause, countless times over the past several hundred years. And it's always been happening. It doesn't matter. That's not my point. What I'm getting at is if we dispel the notion of like a higher power and we rely solely on our judgment of like what is right and what is wrong, then if we're all equal, I can't tell you that something is right and something else is wrong, because then you're going to be like, well, in this situation.
You just did, though. Like, if you're saying, like, if I'm an atheist and I can't take public office, that's a good thing?
I'm playing devil's advocate for that. But, like, the underlying argument
you're not,
I'm making.
because you're still kind of in that line of, like, if you don't have a moral guide or if you don't believe in a higher power, then all of a sudden you're just not worthy of public office? Or
not that you're not worthy of public office, but, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to be like, okay, well then what is the basis for which you're basing morals and shit? And I feel like a person that is without belief in any sort of higher power, and I'm not saying you have to be Christian or Muslim or anything. I'm just saying like actual belief in a higher power, whatever the fuck that may be, I think provides with a little bit more of like a stable, unshakable moral ground versus like I get my morals from me and my understanding. You know what I mean?
That's also really unfair in terms of like how you're simplifying that, because if you state like where you get like your morals from, like, okay, maybe I was raised by Christian parents who showed me that way, but I chose to not adopt that idea of like a higher power. But that still doesn't mean that I wasn't instilled with the ideas that like I shouldn't fucking kill people, right? I should treat people as equals, right? And I should, just overall treat people the way that I want to be treated, right? Like I don't think that you can make that equivalence.
But that only exists because this society was founded on like that type of ideology.
It wasn't, though. It was on the basis of freedom. So say if you would escape that kind of persecution that you're trying to propagate by saying that because I don't fall under a higher power, then all of a sudden I'm not as good of a moral judge or moral character as you are.
So if we define our morality kind of from where we achieve it, from religion or outside sources, I mean, what about non-religious entities that teach you those moral instructions, like
fine.
School or Barney? Barney taught me to share and not beat up kids.
Yeah,
and I mean,
sure.
I'm not lighting candles, praying to Lord Barney Dinosaur.
In the sky.
Yeah. Chief religion of...
I don't like candles.
Clean
I
up.
light other
Clean
shit.
up. Everybody clean up.
I'm just saying that, like, for the sake of the argument, I don't think that as a whole it's a good thing to just dispel certain aspects that, again, like, and I'm not saying like that law is right or anything either. I'm just saying that like I think that it's a fair argument to say that like if we are all saying that everyone is equal and there's like no difference between people and whatnot, right? How is it not then arguable to say that in that mode of thought, dispelling from receiving, divine fucking instruction on like what is right and what is wrong, how are we not going to devolve into a thing where anything can be justified by any given circumstance?
Well, I mean, you're talking about like there's So you're saying that because this society exists, that it's because it was founded on the principles that were given in some sort of like, godly artifact or whatever instruction, divine
like
instruction.
the idea of unalienable rights from the creator, like that. Don't you think that has like the undertones?
So there's some interesting conversations revolving like atheism and the like society, not even just atheism, but like just like even also like agnostics. Like you don't have proof of one thing or another, and I don't have proof of one thing or another. We could just say that we don't fucking know, right? I'm not subscribing to one thing or another. Maybe my higher power isn't a godly figure. Maybe it's belief in a system, right? Like,
but then a system can become corruptible.
Well, so, yeah, dude. What the fuck is a moral guide? Thou shalt not kill. Shit happens all the fucking time. You're drawing a line that I think is very easy to cross on from both sides. So I think just in the fact that you're trying to draw that line is in itself a corruptible thing that you're doing. You know what I mean? Like I can't say. It's actually really baffling to say for you to say something like yeah, man, like if you didn't if you're not claiming a higher power, then you're more corruptible than one person or another.
But can we make the counter argument that people that are devout Christians should not have political office?
I think that's a safe argument to make too.
Yeah.
Like no extremes.
Yeah,
my point is though that
if you believe in some of the crazy ass shit that's in that Bible, like
there's a
talking snakes and like people rising from the dead. There's some crazy ass shit in there. Guys living to be like 200 years old.
The fact that you shouldn't speak if you're a woman.
Yeah. The fact that you're able to sell your slaves and the people that you conquer into slavery.
The rule of thumb?
Yes.
Do you know what rule of thumb comes from?
Yes.
The stick.
Yeah, dude. Where'd you hear that from?
Oh, dude.
Boondock Saints.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Rule of thumb used to be
there's
that if you had a stick the size of your thumb, in the width of your thumb, you could beat a woman with it. As said by the Bible. Hey, man, but those people are more morally in line. I don't think so, dude. And you know what? We'll take it a step further. If you're able to influence policy because of church, of a doctrine from church that you're not separating from the state, you should tax churches.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm for that.
But there's I don't know, man. There's a lot about what you said that I feel like as somebody who kind of identifies in that realm. I don't think, and here's the thing. I started as a Christian. I graduated high school as a Christian.
Okay. Well, that's all fine and well, but do you identify as an atheist?
I don't know if I want to say it on camera.
Why? Who cares?
Because I feel like
does that affect your future aspirations?
No, not at all. I feel like it's a very personal thing. But the mere fact that if I were to identify it would mean that I couldn't take public office in Texas. Not that I'm ever planning to, right? But I just feel that I wouldn't have that.
Roger for governor.
No, right? Fuck that. Yeah, man. I feel like it's a very unfair ruling in that sense, and I also feel like it's just not true. There's plenty of some of the greatest achievements and inventions have come from people who've defied church order and shit like that, or identified as atheists, right? Fucking Newton was one of them, right? Or in Galileo, right? They those dudes who defined gravity and our place in the solar system they were fucking heretics, right? And I'm pretty
that's I'm making the distinction between the church as an institution versus the religious content, I guess. And to be more specific, the religious content in the New Testament versus the Old Testament.
Yeah, you can't make that distinction like that though, dude.
Why?
Because you're doing what you say other people do about being picky and choosy from.
I'm not saying that that's a bad thing either.
I think a work as a whole that thing is pretty rough.
Definitely the Old Testament is wild. Filled with sacrifices and do crazy shit.
Yeah,
and then the New Testament, The New Testament is more like, you know, turn the other cheek, love your neighbor, all that other shit. So
Yeah.
like, that's why I'm saying like there is a distinction that, and it is fair to make. And
yeah.
also, it was heavily edited by the fucking Roman emperors to like create the Bible that we fucking know. So.
I feel like there's also just a lot of other doctrines that aren't necessarily grounded in religion that were first based off of just finding your own peace and your own place in the universe that have a lot of similarities. You know,
Okay, well, like let's look
there
at
are
like
documents
Hinduism and whatnot, and then like
well, you mean just like being what's it called? Like the whole concept about Zen and like Buddhism. Like a lot of that stuff actually predated the Bible, right? And it was the basis for a lot of the language in
a
the
lot
Bible.
of the countries that have that type of belief system that were founded on that, you know, pretty bad places. Don't you think?
Sure, yeah, but that's not to me because they specifically are part of that. There's still a lot of the most peaceful fucking people who are part of that system too. I mean, you can make that distinction versus anybody, right? Like, because like Christianity in general, the spread of Christianity was fucking brutal, right? It was crusades and fucking burning people at the stake. Like you can't tell me that like, oh, you know, where's the fucking the examples of the most brutal atheists, you know? Like I mean, other than I want to say there's always been like talks about it, but wasn't like Hitler like atheist or something like that?
Keep coming back
He
to
takes
it.
the cake.
Wasn't he?
Full circle.
Well, I don't even know if that's there, but I mean, even still, like it's not most, if not all, of like major conflicts had something to do with Holy Land or or the spread of Christianity.
Let's see. On the scale of like deaths, I still think that like World War II and like the Holocaust, and then like what happened in Russia, and then like the culture wars in China as like the CCP came into existence, like all overshadow like several millions of times any death count that you can attribute to like, you know, the Crusades or, you know, witch hunts and all this other shit. So I don't know.
I mean, if you take a look at
I
Christianity,
like the
because I mean, you have like the conquistadors. The
Oh, yeah, for
conquistadors massacred whole entire civilizations.
Yep.
Under the aspects of gold and bringing gold back to their Spain for their god and their king. I mean, and spreading the good word. I mean, Christianity has done more.
I think that was less about spreading the good word and more so about just conquering and finding gold.
Well,
and I'm not going to say that like that it doesn't play a
All
part into
wealth
it.
to bring back to the church, though. Like it was
Yeah.
never.
Well,
like,
it was more so the king, not necessarily the church.
well,
okay, fair.
Like,
I mean,
you know, like
I'm not a historian. Maybe we should have a conversation about that with historian.
yeah, I'm fairly enthusiastic about history, which is like why like I like the subject matter.
yeah. But I mean, I would say in a lot of ways it was spawned directly by the need to go out and
Like the mission,
yeah,
or whatnot. I don't know.
I mean, it was done really for gold, but it was done in the auspices of I can't even talk. Bringing religion to the new world, like teaching these people how to be
from my understanding
good Christian.
From my understanding,
people.
in you know, like from my history courses and shit, like it was more so about establishing trade routes to India and China for like spices and all this other shit, not necessarily like on a mission. And then, you know, Christopher Columbus accidentally lands in the Americas and thinks that this is India, and he's like, fuck it, there should be gold and we'll take it. So like I think I will challenge your point and say that I think it was less about like the mission. The mission I feel came more so later after like Spanish forts were established and stuff like that. Because like the expansion west to California definitely was more so based on like missions in the Spanish era, like before the 13 colonies and everything. And that's why you have like the cities like San Diego, Los Angeles, you know what I mean? Like Santa
Based around
Clara,
missions.
like based around missions and everything. So like I think that is more so in that vein, but I feel like the initial expedition into the new world, if you will, was like more so an accident versus like let's spread religion. And I think it was based more so on like let's establish these trade routes to bring back, you know, like these exotics, like the spices were a big thing back then, and gold and whatnot. So,
well, I feel like in a lot of ways, I mean, they viewed those people as savages, not
that's 100% true
not
because of the lack of
Yeah, because they simply did not believe in their God. I mean, it wasn't the fact
Also-
that they had another educational system or
Right,
another
right.
another form of no. It was purely they were savages because they did not believe in Jesus,
And I think
and they used it as justification to destroy those people's civilizations.
So, like,
this may be my own
it's an-
aberration and me like projecting like my own understanding onto it, but I think like even then they were referred to as savages because of like their version of civilization resembled nothing to their, meaning like Native Americans, resembled nothing to what they understood as like a civilization, even though it did have like its own, pantheon of gods and like currency and like barter systems and everything. Like it was a sophisticated civilization in its own right, but different from what the Europeans understood. So like that's more so. Again, I may be wrong. Definitely, the whole like religious part plays a factor into it, but I think that like it wasn't the main point. It was one of the main points. Does that make sense? Yeah, like amalgamation of different things of like not understanding that oral tradition was like a strong thing for Native Americans versus like having written shit and whatnot. Like
I feel like religion since the dawn of time has been like the original team sport. Like think about like
100%.
how many wars and civil like before even Christianity, like there were like Greeks attacking Persians over whose gods were better. Like I feel like it's been just a dick measuring competition between these deities in history over whose sky daddy is the biggest
best
top.
Sky daddy. By far the Sumerians had the best story, bro.
Yeah.
Aliens.
So there was the whole thing also, like I was researching a little bit just because I wasn't entirely sure, but the whole thing about like Genghis Khan, he had
conquered like
here's the thing is that when he was conquering
the known world,
he still wanted to protect religion. So he had like Taoists, he had Buddhists, he had Christians that were supposedly like under his rule, that were part of his armies. He wasn't executing them. He was letting them execute other people and other religions
in the name of their own.
Yeah, in the name of their own.
Because religion makes the best control mechanism that has ever existed. So
there was that whole thing. I mean, that guy killed so many fucking people that supposedly it cooled the earth.
Yeah,
it's just
crazy.
Something like 40 million people. So it was. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm still just kind of going back to like recap that. I don't feel like religion or the at least the guide of whatever the society was founded on is a good rubric for good ruling or not.
Here's like a counter argument, and I'm not saying that it is or it isn't, and I also will 100% concede that I don't know if it's the right answer or not. You know what I mean? But here is something to think about that goes back to like Socrates and Plato, where you mentioned earlier, like, what if the person just understands that they want to do good because of their own volition? Okay, well then what is good? You know what I mean? Like that's like a thing to actually really ponder, because if you get into what is good, like that can change based on the circumstance. You know what I mean? Because it could not be good to kill someone, but then it could be good to kill someone if like in retribution or in protection of your own life, or like if they did some form of wrong, like, you know what I mean? Like that's a very extreme example, and probably I'm making like a poor example of what I'm trying to describe, but like the concept of what is good is a good question, because like how do you really define good?
How do you define morals without religion?
Exactly, because then it's all a subjective thing that is.
So there's always been like a whole like especially with like philosophers who've like really pondered that question, right? Like a big part of it like would go like to Hobbes and to Kant, things like having a society that doesn't have like a contract like that, right? Like how does that, how do we keep that from going to the state of nature, right? That was always a conversation about like the Leviathan, right? Yep. I think it was a big part of the a big part of that conversation also goes towards people finding their own meaning, right? And a big humanity would not have survived that era had they not like fallen in line with people who were like out for their own spread of their own, like what they called converts, right? That's the whole thing that had happened at that point. So yeah, man, I feel like a lot of those like religious conflicts, especially the ones that were propagating violence at that time, was a big part of the of what led to that. Like, oh, what do we say is good? What do we say is not good? How about you just don't encroach on other people? Like, it's just a simple thing like that.
I was reading a thing a while back, and it was someone asking a professor, like in early human development. That was like a teacher asking them, like, what was the first sign of civilization? Like, what would you count as the first sign of civilization for like people like that were coming out of caves, like in early human development? Like, was it writing? Was it agriculture? Like, what was like society? And she goes, it's simple. We found the skeleton of someone that had evidence that they had bandaged, had their leg bandaged or braced, that they had broken a bone, and that someone had spent the time to actually mend it and fix it. And they said the reason why that's proof of a civilization is it shows a divergence between human nature and animal nature. I mean, back in the day, when that happens with like monkeys, they just leave the monkey behind. Like if they can't walk to keep up with the rest of the fucking tribe, like good luck. Like you're screwed, dude. Like that's it. But human beings at some point developed enough of a moral code, or at least a familiar obligation to take care of your own. And I feel like in a lot of ways, like how do you define morals without religion? It's taking care of your own, making sure that your fellow human beings have enough food, have enough water, that they're taken care of. And a lot of those things just go back to that concept. Like, what do you need to make sure that your fellow human beings survive another day? I mean, it's a team sport. Like, civilization, morality is a team sport. I mean, it's hard to have that when you're by yourself on a desert island. But, I mean, you throw a couple people in the mix, all of a sudden you have a more complicated view. If that makes
Fucking
sense.
snaps, bro.
Know.
Perhaps. Just to have to throw that in there. Perhaps.
Just, you know, as a fucking disclaimer.
So this is airing next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Next Thursday. By that time, we're going to be already done with our shows. We have this Friday and Saturday, we're doing a local show at the Exchange. Aaron Carranza, or no, that one's at Sal's Pizza. Aaron Carranza's doing it with John Roman, and then we have Tuesday, our show at the Exchange. Tina La Cochina produced that one, and I think we got Grace and Wally and a couple other people. I'm on it, so those are going to be great.
Cool. Yeah, drop a you have socials or something?
Oh, yes. You can find me on Facebook at Brandon Dolly, or my comedy page is Dolly Does Comedy, DOLLY, Dolly Does Comedy. Or you can find our production page at the Corpus Comedy Collective.
Nice.
You guys have it. Shout out to all of our patrons. We're still going 8 or 9 strong at this moment in time.
We need your help.
We need your help, dude.
Yeah, dude. We're
Patreon.com/AOTBcast.
Yeah, just go and take a look at the stuff. You'll find all the ad-free content on there. You'll find some bonus stuff that we're working on still at this time. We're a little behind on posting stuff. Forgive us, but we're gonna get back on the saddle these coming weeks. So just kind of stay tuned on there. And shout out to all our sponsors. If you happen to go to any one of our sponsors for any reason, just go ahead and give us a shout out. Let them know that we sent you. It really helps us out in kind of gauging how much of this stuff is reaching other folks. So follow us at AOTBcast on Instagram and on Facebook. We're at Aliens on the Border Podcast. And hey, check out my comedy page, which is the Mic Drop 956. That's where we produce. Franny and I produce the open mic, which happens bi-weekly on Thursdays, and a monthly show that our next one is August 12th. Check that out and follow us there. And I love you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Nice being here.